Welcome to everyone. This week video will cover the Bitcoin's market for the week of March 10, 2025. Before we start, make sure you read carefully the disclaimer. My last Bitcoin market update was on February 3, 2025. During this update I explained the Bitcoin market was on his way to his first 40-week cycle low since the last 18 months in August 2024. Let's see what's happened and what we expect for the next few weeks. Let's start with the 20-day cycle. On my February update, I was expecting the next 20-day cycle low occur on February 14th. The 20 days low formed on the 4 days later than expected. After forming his low on February 18th, the Bitcoin market supposed to cross above his cycle line and provide a potential upside target. But due to the weakness of the Bitcoin market, he failed to do so. That was the first sign of a major top is forming. From the February 18th low, the next low will be expected on March 6th. But since the Bitcoin market is in short-term bearish trend, and in bearish market, the cycles have tendency to be longer than the Hurst nominal model, there is a possibility the low will occur few days later. At that stage of the cycle, the Bitcoin market should use his cycle line as resistance and resume his decline on his way to his longer cycle's low. If the Bitcoin cross above his cycle line during the actual rally, we may consider it the possibility of the February 28th as the 40 days low. But there is a very high probability the Bitcoin market won't meet the target triggered by the crossing. The 20-day cycle gave 4 trading signals since the beginning of 2025 and only 3 was successful, giving a success rate of 75%. The 40 days cycle. The best date for the last 40 days cycle low was on the February 18th. But the decline into the February 28th low could be also a good candidate for this 40 days low. If we place the last 40 days low on February 18th, the cycle is 36 days long, which is only 2 days longer than the Hurst nominal model. The average for the 40 days cycle on the Hurst nominal model is 34 days. Placing the low on the February 28th, the 40 days cycle will be 45 days long. 11 days longer than the average. 45 days is very long for a 40 days, is 32% longer than the average. Is not impossible but very unlikely. My favorite analysis is the February 18th as the 40 days low. If that is correct, the next 40 days low is expected on March 24th. For the other option, the next 40 days low will be on April 3rd. Anyway, we should have the 40 days low between March 24th and April 3rd, little bit more than a week of difference. On the trading point of view, where to place the last 40 days cycle low is not important. Since the trading signal are triggered by the Bitcoin market crossing his cycle line, the FLD. On February 3rd, the Bitcoin market crossed below his cycle line at 99,877, providing a potential target at 90,386. $9,485 or 9.49% of potential profits. 22 days later, on February 25th, the Bitcoin market met his target. So far this year the 40 days cycle gave 2 trading signal, both was successful, giving a success rate of 100%. The 80 days cycles. On my last update, it was some concern about the Bitcoin market action after crossing above his cycle line. The Bitcoin's market was keeping moving down, and I mentioned this could be the first sign of some weakness coming into the Bitcoin's market. On February 19th, the Bitcoin market confirmed his crossing below his cycle line. By crossing below his cycle line before meeting his upside target, the 116,085 target has been invalidated. The crossing below his cycle occurred at 96,108, providing a downside target at 82,860. $13,248 were 13.78% of potential profits. On February 26th, the Bitcoin market meet and exceed his target. The next 80 days low is expected on March 22nd. For the 80-day cycle, so far this year we had 2 trading signals, only one was successful, giving a success rate of 50%. The 20-week cycle. On the week of February 10th, The Bitcoin market crossed below his cycle line at 96,500. This crossing not only provided downside potential target at 83,644. $12,856 or 13.32% of potential profits, but also confirmed the 109,356 all-time high was the 20-week cycle peak, and probably also the 40-weeks peak. The 83,644 target was filled on the February 26, when the Bitcoin market made a 82,133 low. During the same week, on February 24, the Bitcoin market crossed below his cycle trend line. What's first call, VTL, which according to Hurst rule, when a market crossed below his VTL, this confirmed the peak of the next longer cycle is in place or in formation. Since the market declined following this crossing, and this VTL was the 20 weeks VTL, we can with a very high degree of confidence, assuming the January 20th all-time high was the 40 weeks peak, the 20-week cycle low is expected to form around the first 2 weeks of May. Technically, the Bitcoin market should find support on his 40-week cycle line. From the beginning of this year, we have only one trading signal, and this signal was successful, giving a success rate of 100%. The 40-week cycle. Due to the Hurst rule of synchronicity, the last 40-week cycle formed at the same time than the last 18 months low in August 2024. Like mentioned in my February 3rd update, the Bitcoin market is on his way to his next 40-week cycle low, expected between the end of April and the first week of May. Since it's the first 40-week cycle since the August 2024 low, technically, the Bitcoin market should find support on his cycle line. There is a very high probability the January 20th, 2025, was the 40-week cycle peak. In conclusion, the Bitcoin's market is in corrective phase. The correction should end around end of April to beginning of May. In meantime, we have no more downside target to meet. We have to watch carefully the Bitcoin market reaction when he will form his 40 weeks low. If the Bitcoin market crosses below his 40-week cycle line, then we can expect further decline. For more details on the shorter term or to know how the cycles works in the stock market, I recommend to visit my website, Tradingmarketcycles.com. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up to support my channel. Share it with others, and subscribe so you don't miss any important updates. This concludes this week's video. Thank you for following along. And I'll see you next week with another exciting installment.